Okay, I know Destined Rivals isn't out for 2 more weeks, but the Marnie and Steven battle decks came out today, giving us a sneak Pikachu at our next format. So technically we've entered the Destined Rivals era without Destined Rivals actually being out yet. Yes, it's confusing. Anyways, Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX is slated to be the best new deck in the set if Japanese tournament results are anything to go by. Evolve into it from hand and you can accelerate 5 Darkness Energy to your Marnie's Pokemon. Since Grimmsnarl only needs 2 energy to attack, you can build up 2 with 1 ability, saving your manual attachment for Munkidori. Then it basically just becomes a Froslass Munkidori deck. Froslass puts damage on your ability Pokemon and Munkidori sends that damage to the other side. Except instead of needing to do perfect math while shutting off their items with Budew, Grimmsnarl beats them off with its hair, dealing 180 damage to their active. And since Shaman isn't out until the 29th, you'll be able to deal that 30 damage to a bench Pokemon super easily. Looking at the list, you can play around with some of the counts. Here's one with a 3-3-3 line of Grimmsnarl, but a 4-2-3 with 2 rare candy is totally possible. Just remember that Grimmsnarl has to evolve from hand to use its ability. So don't TM evolution a Morgrem into a Grimmsnarl unless you want to make a bigger oopsie than when I replied to the Pokemon Company on my main account and not my alt. Of course, my first game with Grimmsnarl is against a stupid wall deck. Now the question is, do I play with my balls or do I play with their balls? That is the most important question that anyone has ever asked in the history of the universe. Okay, so, I mean, we kind of just have a good turn if I go... How many Froslass we got? We got 2? We got 2 Froslass. I think we just wait a little bit here. So we go Arvin for... Okay, I was like Buddy Poppin'. And then... Do I go for TM Evolution? I think we go for TM Evolution. No, this is literally the best deck from Destined Rivals. What do you mean, a bad deck? Why not play with their balls and yours too? I mean, I wanted to, but a part of me was like, no, they don't deserve it. Okay, so... The thing is, they're not going to be attacking next turn. I think we can all agree they are not going to be attacking. So we'll just go TM Evolution... We'll get a Froslass, and then we'll figure it out from there. I have to get into the mindset of that I need to have a Munkidori down, so I kind of waffled here. And Walking Plane, that'll be my road decks video. I will talk about it, but no, Porygon is not good, but it is a road deck. That's all that we can hope for. So I should not have put the Budew down. I should have just trusted my instincts here. And just been like, no, this needs to be a Munkidori. This also needs to be a Munkidori, so... I should have just realized they can't do anything next turn. It's like their only move next turn is using Jolting Charge or, you know, Crispin and Jolting Charge. They are not going to be able to attack with anybody meaningful because all of their attackers have a 3 energy attack cost. A wall deck powered by Joltik? I don't hate the Joltik. It's just that all of the wall Pokemon, besides Crustle, and Crustle's coming out in Destined Rivals, I'll talk about that in the Road Decks video. So this would actually be pretty good in Crustle, and I'm going to write that down because I just, you know, Joltik plus Crustle. There you go. This is, you'll know, when was this deck conceived? Oh no. No, don't. Why wouldn't, I don't think... okay. Okay, that was... yeah, I was like, you 100% used the Joltik there. Like, that's the whole... You don't play a Joltik to not play a Joltik. And this is going to be the game that takes us to sorry, Master League, not Arceus League. Jeez, how dare I? You know, they got rid of Arceus League and replaced it with Master League, but the mascot is still Arceus. Okay, so this is just going to be an easy win. I don't really even need a Grimmsnarl. I can just kind of beat them off for as long as I want here. It's kind of sad. Okay, so let's just go Grimmsnarl. And we'll power up both Grimmsnarl and Impidimp. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this, I think this is one of the best parts about it, is that one Grimmsnarl empties out your deck, and it just lets you do so many things. Okay, so if I didn't have the energy switch, I would 100% do some energy switch stuff here, but we have the energy switch, so that's bad. All right. No, I was like, do I use the Iron Bundle in this situation? I don't think I use Iron Bundle. because they're just going to give me the Joltik, and I'd rather that not be a thing. I'd rather... Actually, no, we don't need to knock out the Joltik. So... Huh. And then we just go Shadow Bullet. Let's just take a KO. I think we set up the Milotic. And yeah, Walking Plane, I should have gone for the Munkidori. So what I probably should have done last turn, and it's like, if I thought this was going to be a tough matchup, what I would have done is I would have Secret Boxed. I would have gone for an Artisan, another Research, and then just a couple other cards so I could get the Munkidori. But I'm not concerned right now about what's going to happen. Even if they put me to sleep, that's fine. Right? Even if I get put to sleep here, I will be totally fine. Even if I flip tails, I will be totally fine. Walls plus Spider plus Turtle. Well, it's also a wall card. Don't forget Never Gonna Let Me Down. Crown Opal. Basic non-colorless Pokemon suck a butt against Tera. So it technically is a wall Pokemon. But Walking Plane, you have to know your opponent's deck as well as you know your own. And they can't one-shot a Grimmsnarl. I mean, they can barely two-shot a Grimmsnarl. If this guy does 320 over 2 attacks, but if I just had one Munkidori, they wouldn't be able to do anything. So I'm not really concerned about what's going on here. Yeah, this is looking pretty grim for them. God, I hate that effect. And do we flip heads? Hey, we win the game. It was that simple. How easy is it to win at Pokemon cards? It's that simple. We've already won, and they don't get to use Fezandipity if they have one, which is even more funnier. All right, so let's go Spikemuth. I think we're just going to play with our balls a little bit here. We'll go Spikemuth for a Morgrem. Yes, Ryusham, don't remind me that I try to block it out as much as possible. That effect annoys me so much. I could bring up the Terapagos and then just like hit the Milotic on the bench. Actually, that does kind of seem like a good plan, but who cares? That seems like the right thing to do, but I honestly thought we were going to get one of our 3... Yeah, I really thought we were going to get one of our 3 dudes. I guess I just knocked out the Joltik because who cares? And then we get 2 more prizes. Yeah, I honestly thought we were going to get one of our 3 Munkidori or one of our 2 Artisan, and then I'd be able to heal. But again, they need to fill up their bench if they want to do anything. They need to fill up J. Fry, their bench, if they want to do anything, and they can't. Oh, yeah, I guess technically... Okay, so I should not have knocked out the Joltik. I couldn't put damage on Terapagos or Ogerpon, but if this was a competitive matchup, I should not have knocked out the Joltik because then they are able to use Fezandipity. So again, if this was a high-level game, you know, my balls were on the line and I had to actually try, 100% you do not knock out the Joltik. Going to odd prizes does nothing for me. It makes an I&O worse for me. And it also gives them the opportunity to draw cards off of a Fezandipity. So in that situation, if you're ever facing Joltik with Milotic, Ogerpon, and Terapagos, you do not go for the Joltik, you go for everybody else. So that is a lesson for the future. You love sucking Terapagos' butt. I mean, who doesn't? But you're seeing why Marnie's Grimmsnarl is so powerful, right? It accelerates to itself. You can basically get 3 of these things set up with 1 evolution because it only attacks for 2. And then you just Munkidori the rest of the game. Okay, that's mean. I do optimal plays when they need to be done. And then don't you just love how the card floats like that? It floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee drill. I don't know why they're still playing. This is this insanity or is this stubbornness? Yeah, 320 hit points. That's why it's... Okay. That's why it's better than the Budew Froslass Munkidori. I mean, this is Budew Froslass Munkidori. So you do go for the Joltik. No, you don't go for... Why are you using Spikemuth? Oh, God, they're just going to stall us out here. They think, oh, you have an ability. I'm totally fine. No, I got Munkidori for days, baby. I can just retreat into my Budew, and that's going to damage you quite a bit. Actually, yeah, that does make the most sense, is just retreat... Go into Budew, Munkidori, and then just, do the thing for a bunch of turns. And then we just hit him with the old Itchy Pollen. All right. Okay, I'm going to keep going, YouTube audience, because I do want to talk about this a little bit more. Froslass is going to be heavily played come Destined Rivals. Not only is Marnie's Grimmsnarl out today, and it's the perfect partner, because you can use Munkidori, it's an amazing strategy, it's amazing combo, but Garchomp EX is also an amazing partner for Froslass, because Garchomp doesn't have an ability, and its attack draws you cards. So I 100% think we're going to see more Froslass than we ever before did. And don't forget, the Budew Froslass Munkidori build that's been around for a while, that's also really good. It's just that Grimmsnarl and Garchomp make it better. And then we also have Arboliva, which is like the third best one, but it's another brand new deck in Destined Rivals that pairs with Froslass. So most of the best new cards in Destined Rivals, the best new EXs, they pair with Froslass Munkidori. And then, you know, Budew is just a huge butt face, because why not? All right, yeah, sure. You wanna play this? Oh no! Oh, geez. Okay, click to place. Always a mistake. All right, then we just go Itchy Pollen, and they're being very, very annoying. But you look at it, like, what are the bad matchups for this deck? There's not really any grass types you have to worry about. Yanmega is not very good. Like, I don't think we're gonna see Yanmega that often. Teal Mask Ogerpon EX is obviously going to be a slight problem, but if you're facing Raging Bolt and they have 3 Teal Mask Ogerpon in play, or a Pheasantipity, or a Swakabilly, then you just don't evolve into Grimmsnarl, right? Maybe you evolve once into Grimmsnarl to help do some things, but you just turn this into a Budew Froslass Munkidori deck. And what does the Impidimp do? Oh, yeah, you just Budew. So if you're facing a grass deck and you think you have a really bad matchup and you're going to lose, then just attack with Grimmsnarl, or you can power up your Morgrem and do 60 damage. Ethan Spencer. Yeah, I did talk about that in the video that you totally watched Walking Plane. Oh my god. I win next turn. I can't believe that they're still here. So yeah, Ethan Spencer is good, but remember, Ethan Spencer only works if you took a knockout of an Ethan's Pokemon the previous turn. So if you just don't take a knockout, which this deck is kind of designed to do, this deck is kind of designed to just rule edge you for as long as possible. So even if Ethan Spencer becomes a thing, just don't take knockouts, right? Just if Ethan Spencer activates once you take a knockout, then just don't take a knockout, and then all it does is 200 damage, and they have to do that twice, and it's pretty easy to knock out. And Lone Star, they're always freshly lotioned. So that was an easy win. I think I justified its inclusion in the YouTube video because I talked a lot, and, you know, people love it when I just talk endlessly about nothing. I'm thinking this is just a Tera Box deck, but the stupid freaking top deck of the stupid freaking Grimmsnarl pretty much means I have to use TM Evolution. I would much rather use a corner to buy myself some time. Okay, so we have 1 Snorunt and 2 Froslass. So I think what I do is, yeah, we just get everyone into play. We go Buddy Poffin for double Impidimp, and then we go Impidimp and Snorunt. Impidimp and Snorunt. They're definitely gonna, you know, go for the Snorunt. And Dalton, thank you for spending the money on me. I appreciate you. All right, actually, this is the correct call. I know this seems crazy, but the correct call is evolving into Froslass here, because I'll talk about it in a second after this is done. But Dalton, I absolutely appreciate you. See, I'm a master at baiting people into giving me money. So the reason it makes sense to go into the Froslass is because Maractus has 110 hit points. That's actually bad, because the Torrential Pump does 100 damage, and I want them to knock out my Maractus and take the 6 damage in revenge, because then that sets it up for a KO with Grimmsnarl. Again, you don't always want to take knockouts with Grimmsnarl, but this guy can be very annoying. So if I hadn't top decked the Grimmsnarl last turn, then I think we just go for just the corner play. We buy ourselves some time. We just, you know, Buddy Poffin. We research. We do a few things. And Demon Slayer, how is the deck editor bugged? I mean, they could have grabbed like a Switch or a Prime Catcher, and obviously they could still go for a Switch or a Prime Catcher here. A Prime Catcher would actually be really bad, because then they would knock out Froslass and Morgrem, but they don't see it. They don't see it. I mean, were you playing? Oh, crap, they do see it. Oh, they had the bosses. They didn't need the prime catcher when they had the bosses. Oh, no. Okay, yep, they sauced us up here. They absolutely sauced us up, and we are screwed. All right. And Demon Slayer, my best advice would be just to restart the game. Okay, so they have a free retreat. So I told you, I let myself get baited by PTCGL. If I had just gone for the corner, that would have bought me the time that I needed to get set up. And it was PTCGL screwing me over the entire time. All right, so we just go Super Rod. We play with our Rod. We hit him with the Maractus. Good thing is they probably won't be able to Torrential Pump again. And yeah, Team Rocket's Watchtower plus Shaman just completely destroys Tera Box. Thank you for that. Thanks. All right, so actually we need the Snorunt, the Morgrem, and the Impidimp, because we did prize another Snorunt. All right, so let's go. Do I? No, I mean, yes, no, I don't know. Probably. Okay, there's a Morgrem. And then we have a... I wonder if they're just going to do the same thing again. All right, so this is probably... Do I just do it again? Because we have so many things. I can do the TM Evolution play again and then just be like, you don't got it like that. Or we can evolve into Morgrem and Froslass. And then I think that's the safer play. Okay, I know. I know that I did it at once and it didn't go well, but we're going to do it again. It's what they always say. Insanity is breeded by doing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, they only need a Crispin, but they're not going to find it. That's the thing. You think they're going to be able to find a Crispin, but they're not going to be able to. Okay? But yeah, it's going to... Oh, never going to let me down. You jinxed me. Oh, man. So, yeah, it turns out maybe corner is a good attack. Yeah, Nick. Hey, you're allowed to say one negative thing about me because you gave me money. You're either allowed to swear or you're allowed... Hey, PTCGL. Okay, well, they had a million things. They would have had it regardless. My only chance was to corner the Fan Rotom, which we clearly did not do. Okay, but... And this is a big but, just like I Am Legend's mom's, is we're going to knock out the Ogerpon. Oh, this thing hits me for a weakness. Uh-oh. They've completely sauced us up here. So we have to knock out the Ogerpon, which we can't actually do. Don't know if you noticed that, but we can't actually knock out... Oh, no, we can. We got the Defiance Band. Ooh, that was close. All right, 4, and then we go 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom. Counter catcher into you. All right, so I need to go Shadow Bullet. I guess the Noctowl, because I need to get a Snorunt powered up again, don't I? Okay, that's fine. I 100% do not mind going for another Impidimp here, because we have the rare candy. But if they do 70, that's bad. If they can get a Teal Mask Ogerpon setup, that's bad. Torrential Pump is not bad, especially if they go for this. Well, if they go for this Morgrem, that's actually not great, but it would allow me to like clear more energy off the board. And Clan Burglar, that doesn't even make any sense. Man, they knew exactly how to play this matchup, and I knew exactly how not to play this matchup. So do the opposite of what I did and corner. Do not get seduced by Arven. Do not get seduced by PTCGL. You know, I thought, oh, I know what the right strategy is. It's wait them out as long as possible. But of course, PTCGL had other ideas. And it's like, hey, you know that butt over there? You're going to suck it. Okay, so they're just going for a 70 damage on this guy. I guess I do have to evolve my Grimmsnarl, which is not what I want to be. A freaking Crispin? Oh, man. This is... I mean, Jose, they're kind of doing all the things, right? I don't think they're too concerned about that. I have 25 cards left and haven't seen a freaking Munkidori. Okay, so we just go... Ooh, Boss's Horse Duvra. Oh my god, the damage counter's messed up. Okay, so... we're just going to thin out the deck. I don't think the Impidimp goes into play unless I want to be cool. Look at all those cards that I could use. Well, this was a learn what not to do, but also like learn to have fun and play with your balls. Okay, so we can knock out the Pheasant Skibidi. Is the Teal Mask Ogerpon a problem here? Because I can knock out the Teal Mask Ogerpon and then maybe... or sorry, not the Teal Mask Ogerpon, the other Ogerpon. I mean, I guess we go for Pheasantipity. Yeah, I mean... they're going to have enough card draw, so I don't think it actually matters. Okay, so if they get Blood Moon Ursaluna, that'll leave me with 10 hit points left. I think maybe we just switch, because I don't want to knock out the Pheasantipity yet. So we go for the Fan Rotom, because I don't want to take a knockout yet. Right? Or am I just doing the wrong thing? Or should I have knocked out the Pheasantipity because I probably am not going to be able to get a Froslass into play? It's just, I'm so worried about Blood Moon Ursaluna, because if they get a Blood Moon Ursaluna, then they basically just put me in a checkmate scenario where I have to top deck something amazing. Yeah, we need Marnie's Munkidori. But it was also, if I knock out the Pheasantipity, that opens up a bench spot for them, and that would also be really bad. So this is definitely I wouldn't say this is a back and forth game. This is, they went ahead really quickly, and then I just kind of had to struggle along the rest of the way. And obviously, if they have a penny or something, then we're really screwed. But they... yeah, I mean, they're out of Noctowl, which is nice. I don't know if there's two bosses or two Countercatcher, but again, that's kind of why I did this. Because if we top deck a Secret Box, then I think, yes, that's game. So we top deck Secret Box, that's game if I have another bosses or a Countercatcher. If I get Iron Bundle, that will put me probably down to one prize card. And just play Gengar, put all the energy on the Latias. Well, it probably would have just been better to Maractus the Latias. Okay. So they're going for an ass landing. I don't know if they have a way to win this game. Ooh, hello. Okay, so let's Spikemuth. We have all of the things. So we have a Countercatcher, we have a Secret Box. All I need is Countercatcher or Secret Box, and that's GG, and it proves that I'm the best Grimmsnarl player. Oh my god. Okay. So... okay, if we go Munkidori, Earthen Vessel away, the Spikemuth Gym. I think we have, well, yeah, one energy left. And then we go... okay, if I get Iron Bundle, I have it. If I go for Iron Bundle, is that the play? If we go Artisan and then Iron Bundle, see what they do. Monkey onto the Rotom first, and then show them the bundle. Are you sure? Never. Okay, I'm gonna believe in you. Never gonna let me down. I had a different line of play. That, oh, okay. There we go. We won that one. And the YouTube audience gets to enjoy PDC Jail being a well-made game. So there we go. See, I wrestled that one back from the grim depths of hell because I'm the #1 MARNIE'S Grimmsnarl player. And that's kind of why I didn't panic when they were just absolutely beating my butt until it was pink and they were pulverizing my pancake. But I think Grimmsnarl just has such good comeback potential. I played that really well by going for the Teal Masked Ogerpon because that was their easy win condition. But then not knocking out the Fezandipity was the correct play because that would have opened up a bench space that they could have put, you know, a Hooters into, and they could have gone for a knockdown for Area 0 and then just kind of won at the end of the game. So me not taking knockouts, as I mentioned in my Best New Decks video, that was the correct play. Heart of the cards, baby. I should have checked to see if Secret Box was in the deck when I had the chance, but you always believe in the heart of the cards. Except when it doesn't get you what you actually need. All right, so we go Spikemuth Gym. We get, I guess, just like an Impidimp or something. Okay, so, yeah, this is... Wait, so this is... Hang on, I might have screwed up with the Morgrem count or something. So it should be a 4-2-3, because I had to manually build this, so I might have forgotten to, you know, do the thing. Always a possibility. All right, so we just want to get 3 energy. 1, 2, 3. Because we got to save 1 for that guy. And then we hit him with the old Shadow Bullet. I do have to be a little careful here, but it looks like we're just going to knock out the Zacian. And then the Cramorant will be a thing. So maybe... yeah, There's an Arven. That is a card that exists. All right, so let's go for Morgrem. What do we got? Do we have an Iron Bundle? We do not have an Iron Bundle. We have a Defiance Band. We have a Counter Catcher. So I guess I go Counter Catcher for a Valiant. We Artisan. Get a Munkidori. Counter Catcher the Valiant. Okay. Yeah, and then we go, what? Defiance Band? Seems like a... Oh, nope. Seems like a strat. We Counter Catcher this Valiant, because it kind of screws them over a little bit too. And then we go Counter Catcher you. Grimmsnarl, and then Shadow Bullet. The Zacian. And then this allows us to just skip. We're going to be able to skip the Cramorant turn. I can also just Boss's Orders the Squawkabilly or something. So we have Boss's Orders and Professor's Research. And you can't moisturize till they wrinkle. That's if you're in the shower, Dalton. Jeez. And Rockstar, oh, the balls are full. Knees weak, balls are heavy. You know, we've had some really bad games here. Yeah, I just win. If I get an energy, I win the game, but we're not going to because there's only one. Okay, so I can Arven. I mean, no matter what, we can skip their turn, right? I can just go Arven for Earthen Vessel. Or I guess Arven for Secret Box? Yeah, Arven for Secret Box, the evolution. So let's go Arven for Secret. Well, actually, I have to get rid of 3 cards. No, I think Earthen Vessel just makes more sense in this situation. And then we go Earthen Vessel for the 1 energy that's left in the deck. Get the 1. And then... Okay, so what are they going to do next turn? I think, honestly, I think I heal the I think I do heal the Grimmsnarl just to make their life more difficult. And then we go, yep, on this guy. And we just hit him with the Shadow Bullet. Take a 4 prize turn. I prized, I think, 3 energy, by the way. If you're wondering, why are you having such a tough time? I believe I prized 3 energy. So my last 2 prizes are energy. Oh, I do have the energy switch. So I don't know what happened. I thought I switched to the 4-2-3 build. I may have done some import shenanigans, because usually I build my decks on Limitless, but Limitless doesn't have the Marnie and Stevens cards yet, so I had to do it manually, and that's not great. Oh. But I am a master. If you missed the Twitch stream, you can watch the VOD. I did play Hops Corviknight on stream. It went okay. I basically learned that, yes, Hops gets off to an amazing start. The first 2 or 3 turns with a Hops deck, some of the best you can ever have outside of like ADP or Raging Bolt. It's the back half of the game where it's really, really struggling. All right, yeah, here we go. So I have to get a Grimmsnarl. And, oh, this is interesting. Okay, wait, hang on. Am I smart enough to do this? And I told you, I literally slid into your DMs for the win. You can't say you didn't know that these were out when I literally slid into your DMs and told you. And that one's actually a good Clan Burglar. Okay. So I just have to... Okay, how do we do this? How does math work again? So we heal this one. We go into this guy. Yeah, I said they are also out. I said I included the words also to imply that there's other things coming out in addition to the other things coming out. Wait, do I have... Am I 10 short? I'm literally 10 short of knocking out an Iron Valiant here. No, actually, I can just do nothing. Right? I can literally just do nothing here and win. I don't even need a Grimmsnarl. Right? Because we just go... I can just bosses this guy. No, actually, we don't bosses. I think I just switch into the Budew. And then Itchy Pollen. Yeah, for the win. Clearly you're not a Trust Your Pilot viewer, because I've been talking about them nonstop. I tweeted about them many times for the win. You are clearly a Fate fan, not a Trust Your Pilot viewer. But reread the DMs for the win. I literally said, the terrible Charizard and Zacian are also out today, to imply that, oh, of course, the second most handsome PDCGL YouTuber, would of course know that the Marnie and Grimmsnarl decks are out, or the Marnie and Grimmsnarl, the Marnie's decks, oh my god, this is an amazing hand, are out today, because why wouldn't they be? Because, oh my god, I.N.O. is an absolute lie. I.N.O. is the biggest lie since I Am Legend's mom told me she was under 60. All right, here we go. Grimmsnarl, boom, GG. Yep, we gotta wait for PDCGL to PDCGL itself. And then we go Shadow Bullet. I made a video 2 months ago announcing the Marnie and Steven decks. You're not just a Fate fan for the win. You're a Fate fan for multiple months in a row. Why did they don't got it, right? Yeah, there's no way they can do it. I potentially did give them the win though by putting the Budew down. Yes, it is very weird to release them 2 weeks early, but you have to remember that in Japan, they released the Marnie and Steven decks separately, so they just decided to release them over here separately as well, even though, yeah, it makes no sense because they're in Destined Rivals, and they're the Destined Rivals copies of cards, but Destined Rivals isn't out for 2 weeks. I've had many rants about this on stream in the past week or two about how dumb the release strategy is. But for the win, I'm disappointed in you. You're disappointed in me right now for not telling you about Marnie and Steven. I'm disappointed in you for not watching every video and liking every tweet. So you might think you're the one disappointed in me. I'm disappointed in you. I pay attention to your videos. I expect the same. Oh yeah, we also almost completely blew this one. For the win, I don't share my screen because there's things that would get me timed out here. Nick, me, obviously. But yeah, if you don't see it, if I put the Budew down, then they go double Valiant, and knock out the Budew and then can boss up a Munkidori, then we 100% just lose the game. But we win, because I'm goated. Even when people go after the Froslass, it don't matter. Even when I have no Froslass, even when I prize 3 energy, look at this, double energy at the end here. I prized 3 energy, they knocked out my Froslass, they got off to an amazing start, but math beats them off every single... Never gonna let me down, that is a lie. I am the first most handsome, I'm the most handsome PTCGL YouTuber in Canada and in the world. For the wins number 2. Oi, Boylet, I thought I was number 1.5. Oh, sorry for the win, I didn't know you were here. Oi, I'm never gonna let you live this down, Boylet. Oh, I'm going to upload a video saying that you took a deck from me and I didn't take a deck from you. Yeah, we all know you get your deck ideas from me for the win. I think PTCGL feels bad for me and it's saying, oh, don't worry, Pilot. We'll give you a good starting hand. Don't you worry. So is this a secret box turn or do I just, you know, just be like, we got it, so I don't need to worry? And we just go for a... hang on, what do we got? We got 1 Froslass, none in the hand. Okay, so I just go for double Impidimp and a Munkidori. I think double Impidimp and a Munkidori with the Artisan seems like a good strategy. So double Impidimp, Artisan for Munkidori. You're going to win a regional just to prove me wrong? That would actually be pretty funny. All right, then we get a Morgrem and a Froslass. And we wait our time here. And I can't remember if I included it in the YouTube video or not up to this point, but there's no Iron Bundle in this list. I think after playing this deck for over 2 hours, Iron Bundle needs to be in the deck because so many times I've just had a Budew in my opponent's active and been like, I don't want to take a knockout of a Budew with my Grimmsnarl. I don't want to do 180 to a Budew. I'd rather just Artisan, Iron Bundle, put the Budew on the bench, 180 to the face on their active, and then 30 of the Budew, take a KO. Didn't you say 3 Impidimp is bad? Not when you start a Munkidori. The reason that I said 3 Impidimp is bad is because I'm an idiot. But no, I think 3 Impidimp is fine just because this exact scenario is what I was worried about. The reason you want to have 3 Impidimp early is that your opponent could just go bosses and Impidimp, and then you have 1 Grimmsnarl and you might get screwed. You don't need 3 Impidimp late, is what I tried to say. So you want to, this is like the optimal board position. You might want to swap out this Impidimp for another Froslass, but I always prize a Froslass. So like the optimal board position is 2 Froslass, 2 Munkidori, 2 Grimmsnarl. That is optimal, but you have to be careful in the beginning of the game that your opponent doesn't just go, oh, I'm just going to boss your Morgrem, and then you have 2 naked Impidimp just sitting there, nubile and looking like that, looking like a snack, and then you can't find the rare candy. Okay, I mean, I just won't go after your Dunsparce. Seems like a winning strategy to me. All right, here we go. Okay. This is a tough one. There's no way we don't get a Grimmsnarl, right? There's absolutely no shot I do not hit a Grimmsnarl off of this. I am so confident. We have 2 Grimmsnarl, we have an Ultra Ball, we have a secret... Oh, there's a really good chance we don't. We have 2 Spikemuth. Heart of the cards time, baby. We go Defiance Band on the active. I am so confident. Do you want to see how confident I am? Oh my god, that was so close. Maybe 3 Spikemuth? You know, maybe we go 3 Spikemuth, you know, that's maybe that wouldn't be a terrible idea. Punk up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, hang on, what'd I just do? 4, yes, 4. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And just sort of spread the energy around like their cheeks just to be safe. And then Adrenabrain, 20 off the Munkidori. We're not going to worry about the Dunsparce. And we don't want to worry about the Charmander. That's something we don't really want to... Oh, wait, no, I guess we do put 30 on the Charmander just to soften it up. Because, remember, you can't hit a Tera on the bench. And Video Game House? No, you raid me now. You go live now, Video Game House, and then you raid me immediately. And then I will raid you in return. That's what you do. You know, it's on my terms, Video Game House, when I'll forgive you. So for those of you who don't know, I raid Video Game House all the time, never get any thanks. He basically just smacks me on the butt and tells me to leave, and he doesn't appreciate me. So I said, I'm never going to raid you again until you raid me. And now you're trying to set the terms? Exactly. So yeah, the key to me winning this game is just don't worry about the Dunsparce and the Dunsparce. The only time I would knock out a Dunsparce is if I can knock out a Dunsparce. Right? Because they have to be very careful. Because I can just go 2 Munkidori and then Shadow Bullet a Dunsparce. And that's just a prize. But I'm not going to worry about that for a little bit later. Okay, I will continue to do the thing. I will continue to do the thing that I've been doing. Oh, they're going for my Froslass? Everyone goes for the damn Froslass. What did Froslass ever do to you? Okay, I mean, they do realize that I'm putting myself in a pretty decent position here, right? Oh my god. Okay, so here's a very interesting play. Normally, you just smack down the Snorunt and just say, yeah, we're just going Snorunt 100% of the way here. But it actually makes more sense because I have 3 I&O. It makes more sense to Artisan after the I&O because I need to shuffle my deck and try to guarantee a supporter for next turn. It's so stupid, but this is what you got to do in PTCGL land. And that is a busted counter catcher. Remember what I always say. It's not cheating if she has a bag on her head because you don't know who it is. All right, so there we go. And then we spread the cheeks. We go counter catcher on the Pidgeot. And yeah, sure, we're going to heal 10. Whoop-de-doo. We're going to heal 10. I guess I should be putting it on the Zard. And then we just go Shadow Bullet. There we go. And like everyone is set up now. Everyone is super set up for KOs. I haven't taken a knockout. If they hit into me, they lose. If they don't hit into me, they lose. This deck is just so strong. It has so many good matchups. Raging Bolt, not so much. You know, any deck that plays the Teal Mask Ogerpon, kind of an issue. Because all they have to do is, you know, just have 2 Teal Mask Ogerpon in play. And then if they just accelerate to one, accelerate to the other, and then the next turn they just manually attach and accelerate, then they just knock out your Grimmsnarl. I know there's ways around it by you going like, oh, multiple Froslass, holding back your Grimmsnarl. But the stupid thing is, everyone, you know how to reply to Video Game House. The stupid thing is that baby Raging Bolt that nobody really was hyping up. I mean, some people did. But no one was really like, oh, that baby Raging Bolt is insane. And it's like, this baby Raging Bolt against Marnie's Grimmsnarl is way too good. Yeah, clearly you're not a Trust Your Pilot viewer of Video Game House. So, yeah, the baby Raging Bolt that just picks off your bench. Until Shaman arrives, it is very good. I think the playability will definitely go down once Shaman arrives in 2 weeks. Because remember, this is just a preview. We got the Marnie and Steven decks that... all my hard work. Okay, I mean, do I just win? Hang on. I just win. I wiped their entire board. Ah. And Video Game House, you're learning now. Okay, do they realize that I just win? You got to put somebody else into play here. Okay, I think they're going to go get a Zard, but didn't they just evolve that Charmeleon? Oh, they didn't. Oh, okay. I thought they just evolved that Charmeleon. So if they don't go for a Charizard, that's GG. So they definitely need a Charizard here. Yeah, they 100% need a Zard. And Video Game House, have a fun stream. And King Key Mars, I did the math on the Discord, so you can check it out there. I don't know. I don't actually know if it's a better deal. Because remember, there's a 4 limit, and there's only 2 EXs in the deck. There's just either 2 Grimmsnarl or 2 Metagross. So I think it tops out at like 1,600, which obviously isn't very good. Okay. Oh, I should not have put that Froslass back in. Okay, so let's go. Hang on. Is the correct play to de-evolution here? Or do I just knock out the Charmander and de-evolution next turn? Huh. I don't know. How many rare candies? They're down 2 rare candies? Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3. I honestly don't know what the correct play is here. Because if I go for a de-evolution, like if I retreat into the Impidimp and go for a de-evolution, that doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. But I can also just go for like a Shadow Bullet, take 2 prizes. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it and see what happens. Because I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen here, even though it might not be the right thing. So we take the KOs. They have Zards in their hand. I don't know if that's the right play, but Countercatcher isn't live. They Turo'd their Pidgeot. We have a Froslass now. So it's like, I feel like I'm in a good position right now by doing that. Because they have to go rare candy. They're down 4 energy. We wipe the board of energy. They're okay, well, that changes things. And Potato, clearly you're not a Trust Your Pilot viewer. I've been saying this to like 10 different people today. If you watched my video yesterday, I mentioned that the Marnie and Steven decks are out today, 2 weeks early. I did a video about 2 months ago about this. I posted everywhere. You know, we really should start banning people for not trusting their pilot. It's getting embarrassing. You know, your epidermis is showing. So their hand is what? Their hand is Charizard, Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, and then they're going to have to Ultra Ball 2 things away. So yeah, they've abandoned the Pidgeot. They're going for the Dunsparce. So yeah, like I understand that knocking out the Charizard would have been a very good play, but getting rid of 2 Charizard is a better play. Getting rid of 2 Charizard and then most likely putting them on odd prizes and baiting out a Pheasantipity seems like a good trade to me. Right? Because it stacked their hand. It also puts Charizard and Pidgeot and stuff into their deck if I were to Iono them. Obviously, they've been able to play around that, but I think it was the right call. Let me know in the chat and in the comments if you would have played that differently. Like, would you have gone for the Charizard KO and then like knocked out a Charmander, or would you have gone for a Dunsparce? Because I really don't care about the Dunsparce. I can knock out a Dunsparce pretty much whenever I want. It's the Charizard that are the threat. And by buying... Okay, that's fine. And by buying myself another turn... That's pretty good. Gargle on D's nuts. All right, so I was very smart here. Yeah, see, we did it. Yeah, I think we did that because they couldn't find it. They were down 2 rare candy. That really screwed them over. So they were down 2 rare candy. They got rid of their Pidgeot. So that was kind of the backbone of their deck, is like, oh yeah, we got to use Pidgeot to find rare candy. But they got rid of their Pidgeot because they were too scared. They were definitely like, oh man, we can't lose that Pidgeot. There's too much damage on it. So yeah, de-evolution seems like it was the right call, because when I dial your number, that's always the right call.